The Nile River, flowing for millennia, has been a source of life and civilization. Its waters have nurtured empires, sustained communities, and inspired art and literature. Yet today, this iconic river finds itself at a crossroads, its fate intertwined with a monumental engineering project, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or GERD. This massive hydroelectric dam, under construction in Ethiopia, has sparked intense debate, raising questions about water security, national development, and the fragile balance of power in a volatile region. The GERD, upon completion, is set to become the largest hydroelectric power plant in Africa. Its reservoir, holding back the mighty Blue Nile, will be a testament to human ambition and ingenuity. But this ambition has come at a cost. The GERD has ignited a heated dispute between Ethiopia and its downstream neighbors, Sudan and Egypt, who fear the dam could jeopardize their access to the Nile's life-giving waters. The heart of the matter lies in the delicate balance between the aspirations of a rapidly developing Ethiopia and the water security concerns of Egypt, a nation heavily reliant on the Nile for its very survival. The controversy surrounding the GERD underscores the critical importance of water in a world grappling with climate change, population growth, and increasing demands on finite resources. To comprehend the magnitude of the GERD dispute, one must first understand the profound significance of the Nile River to the region. Flowing northward for over 6,600 kilometers, the Nile is the longest river in Africa, traversing 11 countries before emptying into the Mediterranean Sea. Its basin, encompassing a vast area of over 3 million square kilometers, is home to a diverse tapestry of cultures, ecosystems, and livelihoods. For Egypt, the Nile is not merely a river, it is the lifeblood of the nation. Over 90% of Egypt's population resides within the Nile Valley, a narrow strip of fertile land flanking the river. The Nile provides Egypt with almost all of its water needs, sustaining its agriculture, industry, and burgeoning population. Sudan, too, depends heavily on the Nile. The river irrigates its farmlands, provides drinking water to its people, and supports its growing economy. However, unlike Egypt, which relies almost entirely on the Nile, Sudan has other water sources, albeit more limited. The GERD, by virtue of its location on the Blue Nile, the Nile's main tributary, has the potential to disrupt the delicate water balance that has sustained life in the Nile basin for millennia. The dam's ability to regulate the flow of the Blue Nile has raised concerns in Egypt about reduced water availability, particularly during the dam's filling phase. The current dispute over the GERD is deeply intertwined with a legacy of colonial-era water agreements that have long fueled tensions in the Nile basin. These agreements, negotiated during a time when European powers held sway over much of Africa, have shaped the region's water politics for over a century, often to the detriment of upstream countries. The most contentious of these agreements is the 1929 Anglo-Egyptian Treaty, which granted Egypt veto power over any construction projects on the Nile that could affect its water share. This treaty, signed without the consent of other Nile Basin countries, effectively gave Egypt control over the river's resources, solidifying its hegemonic position in the region. The 1959 Nile Waters Agreement further exacerbated tensions. This agreement, signed between Egypt and Sudan, allocated the lion's share of the Nile's waters to these two countries, leaving minimal allocations for other riparian nations. Ethiopia, the source of over 85% of the Nile's water, was not even a party to this agreement. These colonial-era agreements, seen as unjust and inequitable by upstream countries, have fueled resentment and mistrust. Ethiopia's decision to construct the GERD without seeking Egypt's consent is seen by many as a bold assertion of its right to utilize its own water resources for its development. As we delve into the perspectives on the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or GERD, it's crucial to understand the varied viewpoints. Ethiopia views the dam as a symbol of national pride and a key to economic development. On the other hand, Egypt and Sudan express concerns over water security and downstream impacts. These differing perspectives have fueled a complex and ongoing dispute. Addressing the GERD dispute has seen numerous international efforts aimed at finding a resolution. Various diplomatic initiatives have been undertaken with countries and organizations attempting to mediate and facilitate dialogue. Potential solutions often focus on cooperative water management, equitable resource sharing, and regional collaboration. While challenges remain, the hope is that continued negotiation and goodwill can lead to a sustainable and peaceful agreement for all parties involved.